Welcome back everyone to our channel. Hopefully you've been enjoying our upgrade videos on the beautiful CRV. Today we're going to show you a quick video on how to replace your windshield washer reservoir and pump. So stick around, you're going to like this. So as you can see, we purchased our rather manly looking replacement reservoir from Amazon. And we got the Evan Fisher washer reservoir, totally compatible. Very inexpensive, surprisingly, $69.72. Got it in a couple of days. It comes with the 2 replacement motors as well and some hosing. And as I mentioned, it showed up at our doorstep pretty quickly, undamaged. So let's show you how to put it on. So the reservoir for these CRVs are actually built into the panel, the front driver's panel. It's a 2-part reservoir. Of course, we always see this part is held up here by 1 bolt, and then it connects right in there to the second part of the reservoir. So we actually have to take the front wheel off and get to the other part of the reservoir by taking off this splash shield. There's 3 screws here and then those little plastic grommets. You don't have to take the whole thing off, but just up to about right here, just enough to pull it back to get to the reservoir. So just to give you an idea how it sits behind this metal panel, basically like that. You can see where the old one is. And I got my friend Colin helping me today, so appreciate that. Colin, howdy. So on this screw up here is actually a star bit. So you'll need a star bit for that one. All right, so once you have that peeled back, you'll see there's your reservoir. The only thing you need to do is remove that bolt. Once you do, then this will slide back off of this bracket that's right there. Then you need to disconnect the 2 hoses off the 2 pumps. One's for the front windshield, one's for the back, and then disconnect the 2 wires into the pump, and then it should just come right out. I would mark these terminals so you put them back on the right, one on the left, one on the right side. You remember which side to put it on. So in these pump clips right here on the back where the wire goes in, there's a button you push. You push that in and then pull up like that. So that one. This one. So there's junk on there from being under. So squeeze the button and pull it off. See? Alright, I got the first hose off. I'm going to try to reuse the existing hoses. The new kit comes with hose, but to rerun all these, I'm going to try to avoid that if possible. I would use a tool, something like this, just to kind of work the hose loose around the edges. And once you work that seal loose with this, then it pops right off. So that's the tool I used for that. So I'm just working this in around there like that, and then it should just pop right off. Oops, I think I just broke. Okay, good. So when I took it off, I kind of punctured the old hose. So it has a little piece with a connector, so I'm just going to replace this with some of the hose that they provided. Cut a little piece off and replace that part. So I'm going to go ahead and put our new piece of hose on here. And now we have it for when we put the new motor pump. So now that we got the pump disconnected, we use a 10mm socket to take these 2 bolts off. There's one there, and then the one up under right there. So with those 2 bolts out, you can now slide this forward like that, and also disconnect the first reservoir from the second, and then it will pop right out. So once you pull real hard this way, it comes out like this. There is also this little hose that's connected to this clip you gotta pull out. So right here, this hose goes back and clips back into the other portion of the reservoir. So just slide it out like that. I'll just slide forward, pop out like that. So just looking at it, this is where my leak was on this. That's why I could not use this anymore. Also has this foam thing that's glued on that is not on the new one. I'm not gonna worry about it. But we are gonna have to take this hose off and put it on the new one because it does have a built-in 90. So we're gonna use this same tool and try to get that off. So on the new one, you know, this is formed plastic. We're gonna go ahead and file this so it's smooth before we put the new hose back on, so it's nice. So right here you can see there's a bunch of plastic junk in there from when they formed it. So I'm gonna take a 7/32 bit and I'm gonna do it up so it falls out. I don't want plastic inside the reservoir, it'll clog my line. And see if we can clean that out of there. So on second thought, I went ahead and used a razor knife and cut that little gasket piece off. And the reason is I think it may be used to keep it from rattling. So I'm gonna go ahead, I put a little bit of glue on the new plastic and just sticking it in there. It's just enough to hold it on till I get it bolted into place. I'm gonna go ahead and connect this. Be real careful of the O-rings. Just get it in there nice and slow till these plastic tabs clip in like that. So before you set it up into place here, we're gonna test fit this, and I already can tell I'm gonna have to use a file to file this down a little to get this to slide in properly. So once you get this slid on, of course with the O-ring on, this tab will slide up into this like that once we're up there. So we'll go ahead and put the new piece in, start with this side going up. This hose here, have it on this side and then slide it past your connectors and the other hose on the other side. You're gonna get it up in position, and remember there's this bracket that's right up in here. You're gonna slide that into that bracket. Okay, where I slid into that thing. So we're sliding this new one back in like that. Now we can put our bolt right here back. Okay. Wait a second. Let me look at this guy. So something we noticed when we're putting it back on is the motors on the old one are crossed from the new one. So the connector that went on this one now goes on this one, and the connector goes on this one. But if you do that, that means you also need to cross the hoses as well. Otherwise, when you turn your front windshield fluid on, it's gonna go on in the back. So just keep that straight, all right? So now we'll push this on and connect it. All right, so now we'll fill it up, check for leaks. So now we'll test oops. Yeah! So after you've tested there's no leaks and the pumps work, which they did great, you go ahead and put your stuff back together, screw it back together, put your wheel back in, and you're back in the business. Anyway, check out the rest of our CRV upgrade videos. We'll be making more ones. Appreciate Colin for helping us out today, and we'll see you next time.